Kevin, a 3-2 loss here against Havant and Waterlooville as we unfortunately get knocked out of the FA Cup. How do you feel about this game?
Well, very disappointed. After such a solid first half, we had a really good shape. Thought we frustrated Havant. Didn't really create a lot ourselves, but still had a couple of good chances. Curtis's free kick. Less said about that one, the better. After getting in a good position, I thought Chambo was dragged down for a penalty. Kurt then had a good shot that they headed away. And then second half, we just felt that we could get after Havant. And the goals that we've given away today are individual errors. We've had a chat about that in there, and that needs to stop. We've scored 2 goals in numerous games now and not won those games. So that's something that I need to look at. But again, if players switch off and make individual errors and wrong decisions in wrong areas, then you're going to get punished. So very disappointed to concede those 3 goals. We have to work for our goals, which we did. Great free kick from Daz, and then obviously the penalty from Pince being direct and positive in the box, and then pushing for an equaliser, which wasn't to be today. But you can see that they've got a lot of heart and desire, these boys. I thought young Louis Hunt, we had to call in, but we literally have got no forwards at the minute, with Rowan struggling, Wab struggling. Kwaku, who we brought in last week, is cup tied. So we've got 1 forward at the club, and I just said to him, you should be proud of yourself, mate. Really admirable performance from a young boy, and if these young lads are good enough, then they will certainly get a chance. I will certainly put them in, and he's proved us right, and he should be very proud of his performance today.
After a solid looking first half from us, we come out into the second half and struggled. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, we did. I just alluded to that. It's individual errors. You can't legislate for individual errors. Once those boys are on the pitch, they make the decisions. They make the decisions themselves, what they're going to make. And it's cost us. It's cost us today. The first half was very solid, but then you come out and put yourself out of the game. And I just said to him in there, we got to stop being a charity. We've got to stop being a charity. Fed up with scoring 2 goals and not winning football matches. So again, it's something I have to look at. Can I change certain things? But of course it's disappointing to come out and start the second half like that. Who wouldn't be disappointed? It's infuriating at times, and you give yourself a mountain to climb.
We were 3-0 down and brought it back to 3-2. We showed determination to score the third, however didn't manage to. Was that frustrating for you?
Yeah, it's frustrating, but we shouldn't have been 3-0 down to start with. I don't want to keep going on. But we found ourselves 3-0 down. If you're 3-0 down in any game, then it's going to be an uphill struggle. But you can see that the boys have got heart, they've got desire, they've got determination to do well. They want to do well. And they've dragged themselves back into the game. And, unfortunate not to take the game to a replay.
Moving on to our next game away at Dulwich Hamlet. How do you feel about going into that one, and what do you feel needs to change after this game?
Well, we need to defend better. We need to defend better, and when I say defend better, I don't mean just a back 4 or back 3. There was individual errors that led to goals before that today. Players switching off, players dribbling in wrong areas. But I always will take the positives from it. The positives are we dragged ourselves back into the game. We got our 2 goals, 3-2, pushing for an equaliser. And you finish the game strongly. So that's the positives I'll take from it, and hopefully the 5 boys that I didn't have available for me today, Kwaku, Frankie, Laurie, Wabs and Rowan, will be pushing and will be available for selection next week, which will be good for the squad. Everyone needs pushing, and they need to push each other for a place in the starting 11.